Hi and welcome back to the Saw Tackle Caravan. Right, so I think first thing I'm going to talk about is this bit of a jig that I've made up. I'll show me this here. I think actually it is possible to buy a jig. I'm sure I've seen somewhere on Facebook someone advertising some astronomical amount of money, whereas I'm quite happily make them up for you for an astronomical amount of money if you like. But you don't need to. You can make them out of a piece of wood, knock some nails in, put some measurements on, job done. So I shall go through, let's move my cup of tea out of the way. Right, it's basically dead easy. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. All I've done is need a bigger caravan. Is marked on obviously 5 foot length. The actual wood's longer than 5 foot, but marked on at 5 foot. I've marked on the bottom basically 15 centimeters up link. Put 2 different nails on there, so I can put my loop on the bottom. Obviously marked off in increments of feet, so 1 foot, 2 foot. I've also put the half feet in. Also, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but I've marked on there increments in between as well, so I can do my shot, so I can do my tapered shot and I can actually see it a bit better. So yeah, obviously works up. I've got on there at 4 foot at the minute from what I can take that out and move it around. That one's fixed permanently around the top, so I can do sort of a canal rigs. If I want to do my river rigs, are probably going to be anything up to, well, double the length of that. I can still put my hauling loop on the bottom there, which is obviously there, and then all I need to do then is run my line up from my uplink. I can come back round and down, so I know that that's 10 foot, and I can come back up again. It gives me my 15 foot, and then that gives me a measurement then, so I know roughly the distance on my top kits. Put my loop on the top, which makes it nice and tight. So the float, obviously float will go on first. I can set the float up, and I can start putting my shot in on the way up. And that is basically it. It just dead simple. I find it nice and quick to use. So much as I can really say about it, it just does make it quick. The other thing is with a line being taut on it, so it's nice and tight. If you're like me, with my eyesight failing as it is over the years now, I find it easy to put the shot on. So see, if it's on the table like that, I can put the shot on the line. I can hold shot on my finger on the line's trapping it on. Use my pincers, clip them on, and so on it goes up. So that does, for me, make life a lot easier. Plus, with being on this background, I also find it easier to see the shot. Stops me from shaking around when I've had too many beers the day before. So probably the easiest thing to do, so what's that? That's one of my short canal rigs. So if I can give you an idea then. So take that off the winder. Hopefully this one hasn't got a hook on it, no. So just simple loop on the bottom. Let's move you over there. Must buy a big caravan when all this is over. Right, so loop. So all I've done is simple loop just over the bottom. I can run that rig up. I think I'll put on that rig, that's 3.5 foot rig. So I'd normally put a nail in there, move that nail down, stick it in that one, and that gives me 3.5 foot rig. Obviously you can see there I've put the shot on, put my last shot, and just so time the uplinks on there. That last shot is what, about 7 inches from the hook, and then I've put a little bulk shot on there, which is nice and easy. As I say, I can get that to balance on there without moving the nail around. So basically I can, because that line would be taut across this, I can quite easily put the shot on, try and do this so you can see, and then use my pincers to put the shot on nice and easy. and that's kind of it really. Obviously I can move this shot in then, if I wanted to do a tapered shot, I can move them around, and I can use the marks that I've put on the timber just to make life easier. So that's obviously short canal rig. I think I did bring, let's put you down there for a minute. So river rig. So same principle. Obviously line is a lot longer. I think this has got roughly 15 foot line on it. So I've got a hook on this or not, I've used it, doesn't look like it. So yeah, loop back on that bottom uplink loop, and then I can go all the way up, keep going all the way up to here, round that one, round the one right at the very bottom, which is I've marked down as 5 foot, and come back up again, and there you go. So that's, yeah, 14.5 foot actually that is. So that's it. It obviously keeps the line taut. The reason I've got a little nail there is on some of my rigs I use a what's it, the little little tiny clip swivels. Now I put a little bit of Dakar on that, which measures from there to there, just a clip swivel on, because I just find it easier for me, and it just measures the distance. That is it. So that for me is a massive help for making my rigs up, whether my pole rigs, as I've just shown there. So that's a pole rig for river, pole rig for canal. I also use them for making my stick float rigs up, which I'll go through on another little video, because we do stick float rigs slightly different. Yeah, so you can see with that, Olivet is sat just above 2 foot. So it's 2 foot from the hook. Job done really. So there's something you could knock up at home quite easily, make yourself a jig up. You can make it longer than 5 foot. I just found 5 foot, I mean even in this small space it's not too bad to move around. 5 foot was the piece of wood I found knocking around at the shop, to be fair. Yeah, it just makes life that bit quicker, that bit easier. Whether it just actually makes me fish any better, I don't know, but at least I know I can make my rigs up a bit easier. And then the usual thing, I just write everything down on my winders, take them off the winder. I always put 2 on the winder, like most people probably do. Chances are I'll stick one in a tree or something like that, or catch the flipping bank near to you, snap it off, and then if you've got another one ready to go, it's exactly the same setup. And that's it. Well, going on that, that's another thing you can do. You can put 2 side by side on this, which is what I've done, and I can make them up exactly the same. So I'll go into do another little video, I think, about making up the rigs, about lines and bits and bobs. So we'll try and keep that short. So there you go. Get yourself a jig made up. Get some little nails, pencil, get your saw out, saw it away. Don't saw it in the living room, you might get yourself into trouble. Yeah, hope that's a little bit of help. So again, as I said before, likers, followers, sharers, I don't know, Facebookers, Instagrammers, yeah, all that stuff. Make yourself a brew. See you in a bit. Cheers.